I call them the nice nasty. They can be successful. Hell, they can even be beautiful. But they still see you as competition. They dislike you, and you're a rival to them. I see you, Summer. I see you. Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole giving you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. And this is my review on Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, Season 2, Episode 2, Jealousy, Jobs, and Judgment. So we're back at the house, and Bria talks about Simon, her man-slave, and how they are in a better place. Bria's version of her and Simon being in a better place is Simon not fighting back and continuing to be her lapdog. Bottom line, but moving on. So then Summer tells Bria that Jasmine is pregnant, or she thinks Jasmine is pregnant, and Jasmine is hiding it. And of course, we know Jasmine just had a baby. So my guess is the big reveal of her being pregnant is going to happen on this season. And then we have Amir and Preston talking about Preston's donor, also known as his biological father, and how he wasn't really a father to him. And Amir understands that because I believe Amir's father was also not around. And Amir says that, he feels like it's a cop-out to parents when they say that that's the best that they could possibly do. And that's just their way out. And I agree with him to a certain extent, but then at the same time, typically with parents or biological parents, a lot of the times that's learned behavior. So a lot of them don't really know how to be parents because they didn't really have parents there for them. So Nick is actually the main focus on this episode as far as the men are concerned. And everyone thinks the same thing about Nick. I'm glad I'm not the only one. He is the Urkel of the crew. But he's a sneaky Urkel. Just don't trust them Kappas, okay? Don't trust the noobs. I'm just saying. So then Alex claims that Summer taking a picture of him without him knowing and sending it out was kind of creepy. And had he been thinking with his top head and not the bottom head, he would have caught the red flags. Yes, in my opinion, her taking a picture and sending it was kind of sneaky. And yes, we clearly know that you think with your bottom head. And in my opinion, you're always thinking with your bottom head. And the problem with Summer is she's thinking with her emotions. Then they have a decade party. And Jasmine comes out as a 50s housewife, I guess. And Amir throws major shade and said, I thought the purpose of this party was not to come as yourself. Shade, because we all know that she was trying to be Susie Homemaker last season, and it was clearly not her. She was doing that for her sorry ass husband. And poor Shanice, she's called a working girl by Bria, and that baby didn't know the definition of a working girl. Shanice reminds me of Freddie from a different world. Very book smart, free spirit, but no common sense. Damn sure no street sense. Nick comes as Arthur Ashe, which pretty much he's playing himself. Glasses, Kappa, and all. But I'm a little annoyed that this crew was trying to give us the history of Martha Vineyard last year, but a lot of them didn't know who Arthur Ashe was. Got an issue with that. So they play a game called Spill the Tea, and Amir pulls a card, and it says, who is the worst dresser in the group? Now, from my understanding, Amir is supposed to answer the question, but Alex laughs and says, Nick. Hell, I agree with that. But you can tell he's joking. Summer, on the other hand, with a straight face says, I would say Shanice. But she's kind of hesitant because she knows she's shady as hell. I could see if Summer said Shanice is the worst dressed because she never has any clothes on. So that's why she's the worst dressed. That would be a key. And I'm looking at photos of Summer and I'm not impressed. Ma'am, you're talking as if you are like a fashion forward diva. You had one confessional where you looked like a Leo reject. Even Noelle is like, okay, I see you, Summer. You're being super, super shady because that question wasn't even for you and you decided to answer it. If that was my friend, I wouldn't do that to my friend. And I agree. You can't trust no heifer like that. And she said it when Shanice was in the kitchen. Shanice didn't even hear her. Shanice comes back in from the kitchen and she finds out that they labeled her the worst dresser. And she immediately knows it's Summer. And I found that interesting because I think she knows deep down Summer is not her real friend. She's a frenemy. So at that point, Shanice says, why am I the worst dresser? Because I don't want to wear fake shit. Like, why is that the case? Like, you guys are fake as hell. So, of course, they keep clowning her. And she goes upstairs and she begins to cry. While they're still downstairs, they're talking mess because, of course, typical bougie response is, I don't have fake stuff. Or Preston said, I may only have one C in my Gucci, but it look good on me. I hate people who feel that just because they have a designer bag or they have designer clothes, that automatically means they can dress. Bria goes to check in on Shanice, and I find it interesting again that she mentions Summer. We find out that Shanice actually got transferred from Phoenix to Tampa for her job, but then when they transferred her, they ended up firing her. So she said this trip was pre-planned, but if it wasn't pre-planned, it sounds like she wouldn't have been able to afford the trip. So she has no means to buy new clothes, and Summer knew this. Okay? So Bria is like, well, hell, Summer can't dress either. She's not even a good dresser. And I was like, exactly my point, because I'm not impressed with the stuff that she has on. So Noelle also goes upstairs to check in on Shanice, but everyone else stays downstairs. Says a lot about them, doesn't it? Shanice goes downstairs. Summer does her fake hug like she's so concerned and so worried about Shanice. But at the same time, in the confessional with Noelle, she says she didn't have to think twice pretty much about who's the worst dressed because all she sees is Shanice wear tops and shorts. Meanwhile, again, look at what she had on in the confessional. The fact that she said that, to me, she just wanted to be a bully and pick on her. Now, Amir goes into hiding once the girls start twerking and, pretty much doing girls gone wild. And at that point, he's speaking to his girlfriend downstairs, and Nick, of course, is upstairs enjoying it all. Mind you, both of them have girlfriends. But we already know how Nick is. Hell, Nick didn't even want to admit he had a girlfriend last season. Jordan calls her father about how she has a wig deal. And if I can be honest, at first when she said that, I was just like, no ma'am. Because her wigs look tragic so far on this season. Like the hair's not plucked, the lace is not dyed. It just doesn't look natural to me. But we find out she has alopecia, and she said for her it's hereditary. But she also says that during a photo shoot, they made her get a perm and it took her hair out and it hasn't been the same since. So for those who can educate me, did the perm trigger the alopecia? If the alopecia is hereditary, I'll have to ask a friend. I actually know someone who has alopecia. She also said it's hereditary. But baby, her wigs are everything. My friend wigs are on point. You would not know it's a wig on her head. But she also rocks a bald head. She does both and she embraces it and she looks stunning either way, with the wig or with a bald head. So once I found out that she has alopecia, kudos to Jordan for being vulnerable about her condition. Summer asked Shanice if she has a jacket or sweater she can borrow when they're going to brunch. And Shanice is like, I'm the worst dresser. Remember, why you asking me, heifer? And I was like, that's right, Shanice, F her. So at this point, the group splits. It's either they go to brunch or they go to the gym. And it seems to me the mean crew, Summer, Jordan, and Preston, they go to brunch so they can talk crap while the rest go to the gym. And so Summer, Jordan, and Preston talk about how Nick is being very touchy when he's intoxicated and how he is crossing lines, disrespecting his woman, but also making the girls in the house uncomfortable. So then they also talk about Shanice getting up and leaving the night before after being caught the worst dress and how they was trying to make it seem like she was just over dramatic. And I'm thinking, like, everybody at that damn table has been over dramatic. Summer straight up got into a fight with Bria last season. She's been over dramatic with Alex. Preston has definitely did some over the top moments, and we also know Jordan has too. But at the same time, Jordan says there must be something bigger going on with Shanice, and I'm like, yes, it is, and Summer knows. Which is why that makes her a fake-ass friend for saying what she said about Shanice. Shanice talks about the incident at the gym with the rest of the crew, and she said that Summer and her have never had a rapport of like joking. So the fact that she said that, she felt it was kind of like bullying and Summer trying to team up and be a part of the mean crew. And I was like, yep. Shanice says that Summer is jealous of her in her confessional because of the guys that she gets. I'm sure a lot of men are attracted to her personality and her looks. Summer is a beautiful girl too, but she seems very awkward and in her head a lot. So I can see how Shanice can get all the guys that Summer wants. Summer, I guess, said in Jamaica, like, how do you be pulling all of these like high value guys? And Shanice was like, girl, look at me. I am that girl. And I was like, you better say that, Shanice. Like, don't let anybody bring you down, bring your spirit down. You are a beautiful girl inside and out. You just need to keep some clothes on. That's all I'm saying. The mean crew says Shanice doesn't have emotions. And Summer says, if I hurt Shanice's feelings, Shanice should tell me. I don't think Shanice is that type of girl. She doesn't seem like the type to be confrontational. She would rather just have fun, even if it's at her own expense, someone being disrespectful or saying something snarky. She would rather just party and try to forget it. That seems to be her personality. And I think Summer knows that, which is why Summer is coming at her, because she knows that Shanice is not going to buck up. That's what it is. See, bullies are very tactical. Bullies know how to pick on people that they know won't fight back. And I think that's what Summer is doing. But in my opinion, would Summer react the same way if someone called her worst dress? I think she would. She seems to be very sensitive her damn self. So I find it interesting that Summer is so quick to say, oh, it was just a joke. I didn't mean anything by it, when clearly she almost had a freaking fit at the table with Alex talking about how you were inside of me and you didn't invite me to your event. Preston asked Summer, how was the D? Alex D. And she makes it seem like it wasn't that great. And I'm like, well, honey, you are too much in your feelings for it to not be that great. So Noelle apparently didn't hear when Summer said that her and Alex had freaky tales. And Noelle is like, well, Summer is supposed to be my friend, and hanging out and freaking it up are two totally different things. So like, why is she not keeping it real with me? Because she's not keeping it real with herself. So when they get back to the house, Noelle talks to Summer. Summer is laughing it off like, it's cool. It's cool. If you want to explore him, that's fine. He was just a convenience for me. Okay. But next, her confessional, again, she talks so much mess in that confessional. She's the frenemy of this crew. Noelle, I wouldn't do it. And I think deep down, Noelle knows it's going to be a problem. And I think Noelle, if she really is a genuine friend to someone, she doesn't rock like that. Like, I'm the same way. Meaning, if you have had freaky tales with my friend, I'm not interested in you. But I think Noelle is starting to realize Summer is not really a friend. And she's not that close to Summer like she thought she was. So, yeah, she's gonna sample Alex. That's just my gut. We're gonna see it happen probably on this show. Meanwhile, the guys are downstairs talking, and Preston brings up that Nick is a little too touchy when it comes to the girls. And Nick is like, I didn't touch anyone. And of course, he's nervous about how it looks. So he immediately goes to Summer while Summer is asleep and asks Summer, has he done anything that's inappropriate? And then pretty much the episode goes off. I give this episode a C+. I'm starting to see a shift in this show. The judgment, the hierarchy of I'm better than you because I have certain things, I dress a certain way. It's a turn off for me. Good drama, I guess, for the show, but I'll pass. So with that being said, what did you guys think about this episode? Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles!